And last time Miss Marcellene found herself at 21st Hall. She has picked up a couple of quests. So we're going to go ahead and start with finding the mirrors. So the mirrors are at the four corners. We could probably get on a goat for this. Okay, so we're looking, that's the second mirror. Well, doesn't matter what order we do them in. And we're just recording a description of the mirror. So we'll go ahead this way. And there's one at each corner of the hall. There's another one. That's actually the first mirror. Like I said, it doesn't matter what order we do them on. It definitely feels very claustrophobic in 21st Hall. I know that sounds weird to say considering it is so absolutely gigantic. Hey, I can actually see the ceiling. I didn't even know there was a ceiling in 21st Hall, to be honest. But I can see it. But yeah, it's kind of strange to say that it feels claustrophobic considering how big it actually is. But because it's also very dark, it just kind of gives a very sense of it not being nearly as big as it is. If that makes sense. Alright, and now we know mirror 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we need to take our findings back to Dari. Or Dari? Not really sure how to pronounce that. Alright, here you are. Here's the information.
Balin came, but we have heard no word from him.
Good work, Marcellene. Now let me take a look at the recordings you made.
If we drive the orcs from Khazad-dum, will it be enough?
According to your own documentation, the mirrors seem to be pointing at one another from the four corners of the 21st Hall. The only one that doesn't match the others is the third. I wonder, would you be so good as to return to the third mirror and give it a little push? I would like to see what happens if the angles align. So, 1, 2. So we need to go back to the last one we did, which would be the third mirror. So here we are adjusting the mirror. And now it says to return to Dari. Now it would be nice if they'd actually made some noticeable change when you fix the mirror, but nothing that I particularly noticed. Unless perhaps that's a little brighter now. Could be.
If it were not for the prospect of finding Mithria, I would not have come here.
Ah, light. I knew it. The mirrors are an ancient light system of Moria. This technology is brilliant, but it has long been forgotten. What an incredible discovery. And we have to pick an award. I don't know if I'm going to be getting that set of jewelry. I mean, that mirrored shield is worth more, but I don't really need the gold. We'll take the ring. Maybe we'll use it, maybe we won't. Depends on what the other two pieces look like, and if we even get them. Now, our next step, if we want to do it, is the main story. We need to find either Brogur or LOTRO and help them out. Now, I cannot remember. I usually do, I believe it's Brogur. But there's LOTRO down there. See if we can. This is gonna hurt. Yep, that hurt. That was a big crack. And how long are we? 3 more seconds. Alright, LOTRO.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dum.
Hello there, woman. Lord Brogur sent you to help me out. I appreciate the offer, but I have no need of your assistance. In the halls of my fathers, I need rely on none but the strength of my own arm. LOTRO cocks his head and glares into the shadow. I may have been too quick to speak, helpful woman. There is someone there in the shadows. Prepare for battle. I have defended LOTRO from the Uruk scout. He bore the mark of the White Hand. Tell Lord Brogur of this at once. Alright, you gonna be fine then. Because I'm leaving. I'm gonna let these nice orcs chase me around. They need the exercise for the day. Boy, I totally relate to that. I got a little line of orcs and goblins following me. That's so funny. And they won't be following for long. And back to the 21st hall we are. So let's tell Brogur things are not looking well. I'm sure he'll absolutely love that. Brogur, dear, what are you up to?
The sign of the White Hand, you say?
He owes you his life, Marcellene. He has always been headstrong and impertinent, but I cannot blame him here. Desire to claim the riches of Khazad-dum has blinded many dwarves to the minding of their own safety. Still, he is fortunate that you came along when you did. Orcs are fierce and not to be underestimated. Tell me more of this Uruk scout. There is something about your story that gives me pause.
We must do something about the White Hand within Moria.
Are you certain that the Uruk you fought bore the mark of the White Hand? This is very unusual, Marcellene. What compelled these creatures to enter Moria? They certainly did not come the way we did. That means they must have gone around the mountain and come in from the east. But for what purpose? Some suspicious plot is afoot. I do not like it. But it is no matter. Any orc or orc is a threat to us. Those of the White Hand no less than any other. Search out orcs of any allegiance through Zalim-Malek and the Red Horn Lodes and defeat them wherever possible. The only orc I like is a dead one. Oh, looks like doesn't matter what we get, so we'll get the axe because it's worth the most. We gotta go kill a few orcs. Well, I don't think that's going to be a problem. I do believe we passed a few of those, well, on the way here. Come to think of it, I could probably Let's see. Oh no, never mind. No, I can't. Because the area I was thinking of isn't part of Zelimelech. It is part of the Great Delving. Oh well. Let's see if this Moria Warg Rider counts. I have discovered the Great Hall of Durham. I've also discovered apparently a small quotient of lag. Okay, so no, they don't count for orcs. But there will be no lack of orcs around here. That did count. That's Brogur, by the way. That was the other one we could have helped. So. We're running around here like we own the place. But we did find a Moria mirror. And now we just need to speak to a dwarf at the 21st hall. He will thank us for fixing that. Although, how we fixed it, I don't know. How we would know the first clue how to fix it, I don't know. This is actually unusually quiet for here. Moria Defiler, you are an orc. You're a goblin. I don't think you count. I don't want to have to deal with you and your bats right now. I know you don't count, but you're in the way. This is what we want. They've been underground out of the sunlight for so long that they're green. Actually, they're probably green anyway. That's probably their natural skin tone. There's a stable here now. Wait, what?
dwarves must fight for dwarves.
No shoot. There's a stable here now. When'd that happen? I must have seen it on Miss Material and forgotten because I'm just so unaccustomed to there being one there. Excuse me. And as soon as we do that, all the bats disappear. Now this... Where is it? Ah, over here. Here is another one of the instances, and this is the one for wood. So it's not far from the 21st hall. And this is the one Miss Marcellene would want to do. We have orcs in here. I love how that one over there is just sitting there watching me, like, thank you for being polite and waiting your turn. But you just sat there and let your comrade die, so, you know, I guess you can follow him. You know, Durub the captain. Are you going to be a challenge? Not really. But if you notice, they've got a statue here who I'm not sure who. I think that's supposed to be Sauron. Maybe. So, we got 2 we can turn in now. And I guess we're going to be lazy and use this very handy stable.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our
And
kingdom.
let's see what route it takes. It looks like it's taking the direct route there. Okay. I know, weird thing to want to know, but I did want to find out. And also, if you're playing free to play, you'll probably only be able to use the slow stable, so at least you'll get a kind of an idea of how long it'll take. You know, should you need to get in the middle of the ride and maybe go dehydrate, get a drink, talk to the wife, whatever. And we'll go ahead and dismount here. First one we want to talk to is Brogur, and then we want to find Simbi. Brogur, I have dealt with a few orcs, but I hate to tell you, the place is overrun.
You've done well.
Thank you again for your service. I don't like that there are so many orcs in Moria, but I am particularly troubled by the presence of those of the White Hand. Either they followed us somehow, or they were here first. Neither of these possibilities bodes well for my folk.
You should help my dwarves unearth the buried Chamber of Records.
The White Hand will have to wait, Marcellene, because War has sent me word that he wants your help. You remember War, don't you? He supervised the opening of the Holland Gate and has a very high opinion of you, as do we all, of course. His team of workers have been excavating the Chamber of Mazarbul, the Chamber of Records, located just north of the 21st Hall and on the right. Walk there and speak with War about the task he has for you. We will discuss the White Hand problem upon your return. Alright. Well, we've already visited the Chamber of Mazarbul once, so we know where it's at. And on the way there, we will talk to War about the mirror. And War is right. No, I need to talk to Simbi about the mirror. I need to talk to Moor in the Chamber of Mazarbul.
Dwarves must fight for dwarves.
Ah, Marcellene, I wondered who brought the light back to this hall. Your efforts to restore the lighting system are a great endeavor, you know. It may seem a minor task, but I think this is a great deed. We can, let's go ahead and get some healing potion, because always good to have extras. Let's see. Might as well do that while we're running. Since we don't need to see where we're going, I can catch up on a little loose reputation. We're almost at level 60. She's already kind of sort of out-leveling this area. And should be, by every right, at least be in Lothlorien at this point. But not really, because stuff is still light blue, so there's that.
Something collapsed the roof of this chamber. I know not what.
There you are, Marcellene. I have some work for you if you don't mind getting your hands dirty. This place was called the Chamber of Mazarbul because it once stored important records of its day. At some point during the long years that Moria stood empty, the ceilings seemed to have collapsed. As you can see, the whole room has been filled with rubble and debris. We're trying to search through the debris for anything of interest we can find. Help my dwarves with this task, and bring me anything noteworthy. Let's see if I can remember which spot. Yeah, right here. Searching through the debris, you find a damaged book. And it says, bring the Book of Mazarbul to Brogur. You know what? We're going to get on a goat. We have seen the place. We don't need to see it any further. Nice banners up there. I'm assuming recently planted because they wouldn't exist otherwise. Any banners that were left behind when the dwarves fled Moria would surely have come to ruins by now. Brogur dear.
I cannot bear to read this book.
Brogur takes the book from you and flips gingerly through some of the brittle pages. His breath catches as comprehension appears to dawn on him. This is the Book of Mazarbul, and it seems to contain a record of Balin's settlement. It is a grim reading, Marcellene. If you would be so good as to bring it to my cousin Bosie, he will want to see it. He has always had more of a stomach than I for records such as this. I do not want to read of their horrific end. It is enough for me to know that they are dead. Bosie is still in the Chamber of Crossroads. All right. So we all know that Balin's company failed to retake Moria. Catastrophically failed. As they were trapped within Moria and slaughtered by the orcs. And that apparently, this book is an accounting
The shadow
of what
of Mordor
happened.
will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dum.
Alright, we're going to take the swift travel this time instead of the slow one. So the slow one would take a little too long. Okay. What have you brought me, my friend?
This
Bosie-
looks to be grim reading,
Bosie
but I
leaves-
will do so from the beginning.
Bosie leaves through the book, and a look of deep sadness settles upon his features as he comes to understand what the brittle pages are saying. This is a record of Balin's expedition, and tells of their unhappy end. At least we now know what befell our kin in Moria. Black pit, indeed. Or so it seems in my grief. I will read it from the beginning, but in the meantime I would have your help with another matter, so that I may devote my attention to this.
The dwarves of my expedition are getting restless.
One of my dwarves, a miner by the name of Suina, has taken it upon himself to attack the goblins of the Silvertine Lode. He has the strength of limb to match his headstrong nature, but there are too many goblins in that place for even him to conquer alone. Wait, do not leave for Camille Philippe just yet, for that is not where my dwarf has gone. Suina believes the goblins have a home in the waterworks, and I heard him vow to follow the mining tracks that run through the Silvertine Lodes down to the flooded deeps themselves. Look for the southernmost tracks on your map. You will find Suina searching there for goblins. I will continue to read from the Book of Mazarbul, Marcellene, but you must journey to the southernmost reach of the Silvertine Lodes to dissuade Suina from his foolhardy mission. I do not doubt that he will slay many goblins, but he will not know when to retreat. You must find him and rescue him from his own folly. So, that quest is leading us back into the Silvertine Lodes, and probably onto the rotting cellar and waterworks. And perhaps I should be taking a stable back to the Dolphin View, so we can continue next time.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
Until then, bye for now.